Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Gambit and today we're here with another exciting Clash Royale video. And as most of you know because they sent it in the inbox if you've been on today, if you haven't, definitely go on, read all of these. This is the balances coming to the current game. So changes in meta are definitely coming. I'm going to go over some of the major ones, some of the ones I'm excited about. I'm just going to give a few opinions. So if you don't want to listen to a big informational video, then you can just watch one of my other videos on the channel with strategies and such. But this one is going to have a lot of strategies that I think are going to be working. So let's just get right into it. We're only going to do the important ones, so bear with me here. So first off, they put the Royal Giant first, and I think they did this on purpose because it is the most complained about card in this game. And it says hit speed decreased to 1.7 from 1.5. Now that doesn't make any sense. I think it was a typo. It should have been increased to 1.7, so basically it's going to shoot slower, I think. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why would they make it shoot faster? That's not a nerf, that's a buff. Unless they're making the Royal Giant shoot faster, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, making it shoot a little bit slower, I'm not thinking it's going to do much. It's not going to stop the card from being used. I was hoping for a hit points lowered. That's the only thing. I mean, this was nice too. We'll see how much it affects. We don't know. The next big one is Zap. And stun duration decreased from 5.0 seconds from 1 second. So what basically that means, whenever you zap something, it wouldn't move for a second. Now it only won't move for half a second, which is very significant. That's a big change. I think that's going to really change kind of like the Inferno Tower, because right now if you're using the Inferno Tower to stop the Giant or the Royal Giant, it just gets zapped and it's still alive by the end. So moving on to the next one, we have the Princess area damage reduced by 25%, so it doesn't do as big a splash, which I perfectly agree with. I think the Princess needed a little bit of a nerf. She's really powerful right now, but what can you really do to that Princess? So moving on, the Ice Wizard's hit points were decreased. That's not a big deal. Miner deploy time increased to 1 second from 0.7 seconds, which is quite a big nerf. So basically, whenever you go to drop the miner, when it gets there, it takes a second before it'll start hitting that tower instead of 0.07 seconds, which is a pretty big deal in my opinion. Now, as everybody knows, my favorite cards right now in the game, Prince, Dark Prince, and Bowler. Yes, the Prince, Dark Prince, and Bowler are all getting buffs. They're my favorite cards in the game. And basically the Bowler Elixir card is going down from 6 to 5, which is a huge change. If you haven't seen my last two videos, go check them out. They're both Bowler videos using the Prince, the Dark Prince, and whatnot. And they're really, really awesome. But I just love the Bowler so much. And as you can see in that video, I cycled to the Bowler fairly fast to where none of their pushes could get to the tower. Now, I think this is going to change the Bowler a lot, and I think it's going to make it worth. Like, the Bowler already is so good, it's just underestimated right now. I just honestly think nobody really knows how to use it too well. I've been destroying with the Bowler lately. But let's move on to the Dark Prince. Damage increased by 7.5%. That's a big buff. Like, it doesn't sound like only 7.5%. That's a big buff for a game to give a 7% increase in damage. That's huge. I don't know, like, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. That's pretty big. Now I always thought whenever the Dark Prince gets onto the tower, it doesn't do much damage to the tower when it gets onto the tower. So I think that will change this. It doesn't change the splash damage. I guess actually, yeah, it would. So maybe it'll do fewer shots on Barbarians, fewer shots. Pretty much that's it. The Barbarians can stop the Dark Prince if it's by itself, which is kind of an issue. The Dark Prince should be able to take out splash or multi-units at one time, no matter what they are, unless they're minion horde, of course. And then, guys, moving on to the Prince, damage increase by 2%. Now, the damage increase, do we really need it for the Prince? No. What? 2%. The Prince does so much damage already. I can't believe they're boosting it some more. But you know what? That's up to Supercell. But let's move on to the Lumberjack. And as you guys know, if you watch my streams, if you don't, definitely check them out. I just recently got the Lumberjack. I've been trying to find a good deck to use it. I've been recently using it with the Giant, with the Balloon, etc., etc. And I just haven't been finding a very effective deck. But they're buffing all types of stuff for this Lumberjack. Speed increased to very fast from fast. And I believe that's as fast as a Goblin. So Goblins are very fast, and right now it's fast. So it's going to run as fast as a Goblin. Hit speed increased to 0.7 seconds from 1.1 seconds. So now it hits more like a Knight than a Mini P.E.K.K.A. But it does 23% more damage. That is crazy. 23% more damage. It's going to hit as fast as a Knight with a punch is almost as strong as a Mini P.E.K.K.A. That is crazy, guys. I don't know if you realize how crazy that is. It's just absolutely nuts. Wacko, boom. I don't know what they're thinking over there. But honestly, the Lumberjack's probably the worst legendary in the game right now. Maybe the Bowler's a little bit worse. I mean, not the Bowler, dumbass. No, the Log is a little bit worse, I would say. But there's some buffs we're going to get to in a second. But the Lumberjack is the worst legendary I personally have. I don't have the Log. Just because, I don't know if it's bad, it just takes a lot of skill to use, and I don't have that necessary skills. But, I mean, they mentioned Golem and P.E.K.K.A. gets a 5% increase. You know, archers do more damage, Tombstone spawns faster. All this type of stuff. But the Log, cast time decreased by 66%. What? That means by the time you drop it and it hits the ground, you know, if you, I mean, it was a problem I would see people do. You drop it and it would roll, but when it was dropping, it would like miss the goblins because they ran forward and it would bounce over them. But now they're changing that to where it's almost going to be instantaneous. When as soon as you drop it, the log's going to fly at them, which is good. And travel speed increased by 20%. So I'm guessing that's going to move a little bit faster. Which might help. Maybe if Princess is shooting down your minions, and you don't want your minions to die, but because the Log is so slow, it can't get to that Princess in time. Now it should be able to. But what do I think about all these changes? Let's just get into a few that I think really are going to change here. First of all, the Royal Giant getting a nerf. I honestly don't think that nerf is going to do too much. Making it shoot a little bit slower. Everyone's still going to use it. Honestly, but I can promise you this much: I will be using the Bowler 150% more. I already use it almost in every deck. As you can see in this replay here, this is my Bowler Dark Prince deck. If you don't know about it already, I just made this for tournaments, and it's actually working out really well. I've been battling all types of people in it, in the clan, etc. But it's just an awesome, awesome deck. The Bowler, I cycle to that Bowler pretty darn quickly because it moves so slow. And it plays such good defense. By the time it gets to the bridge, I already got the Bowler back. It's super powerful. I don't know. It's super powerful. They're going to try and go up against it. A lot of people don't realize how much hit points it has. I didn't realize how many hit points it had until I played with it. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at it there. He spent 10 elixir there. But let's not get into the replay. I'm not trying to talk about that. Talking about the Bowler, but I've seen people fireball the Bowler right out of the gate. Like when he's coming up along that tower, they'll fireball the Bowler, and while the fireball's a minute, they give him the laughy face, like that's gonna kill it. I really think people think it's gonna kill it because it happens more than once. And whenever it only takes away like 25% of its health, I throw the laughy face back, and now they have to deal with the Bowler as well. And here, we're going to talk about the Dark Prince as well, since they're both in this deck. Holy crap. The Dark Prince is going to do more damage. Like, that one just blows my mind. I was not expecting a buff to the Dark Prince. Maybe give it a little bit more health, because it is awful weak compared to the regular Prince, in both damage and health, but not so much damage anymore. But also with the Zap spell, I think the only reason they did this to the Zap spell is so you would have to use the Ice Spirit to make things stun. You know what I mean? So, I mean, why you bring an Ice Spirit whenever you can just zap it down? You know what I mean? I mean, the Ice Spirit lasts 2 seconds instead of 1, but now it's going to last an extra second and a half, which is a significant amount, definitely against an Inferno Tower, and you have to get that troop to where you want it. And I think that's going to be really, really good. I think that brings a lot of variety into the game. As far as Zap and Ice Spirit, I think they're going to be interchangeable now. Or maybe Arrow's Ice Spirit, that's what I'm thinking about using. Just to get that still stun effect, but with the kill rate of a Zap. A little bit more because you can kill minions with it. But moving on to what I'm angry about. Why isn't the Giant getting nerfed? Can anybody explain that to me? The Giant needs a nerf so bad. That thing does tons and tons of damage to towers, to your defenses, to everything, and it's almost impossible for it not to touch your tower unless you use an Inferno Tower. And that is true. Like, I'm not lying about that. The Giant does so much damage. It does like 300 damage a hit, and plus it's got such a big lifespan. Unless you drop like every troop you have on it, like I just did there, it does not go down very quickly. But moving on a little bit, I'm really excited about this Lumberjack. That's all I can say about it. I can't really know what it's going to do until I get to play with it. But these update is coming out in 2 days, guys. For those of you who are wondering, 2 days. We don't have long to wait. I think this is preparing for something. Something's coming. I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, why would they buff and nerf these certain troops and not buff and nerf other certain troops, like the Giant, the Royal Giant, the Hog Rider? I don't think they buffed the Hog Rider. I don't think they nerfed or buffed the Hog Rider, which they really needed to. They really needed to nerf it. The Hog Rider is, they either A, nerf its speed, or B, nerf its hit points. But that's another story. But that's pretty much going to do it for today. These are all the exciting news for Clash Royale right now. That means the update's coming around mid-September for Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. So I'll be covering them both here if you want to subscribe. If you're new, so I'll be able to get those videos out as soon as I possibly can. But I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be bringing so many new bowler decks. I'll probably be trying bowler double prints. I'm really thinking this is going to be really, really fun. So please bear with me with the bowler. If you despise the bowler, and when this buff comes out, I'm definitely going to be making a deck around it again. Probably trying out this same deck I'm using here, and just really going to be trying to wreck in tournaments with it. Like I said, I'm not really a ladder player. I'm more of the tournament player, even though it's really hard to get into tournaments, and I'm really hoping they do something about that. But that's going to be it for today. Subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully with some exciting decks with the new buffs and nerfs. But that's pretty much going to do it for the day. So, see ya. Peace out.